Today we're going to talk about the power rule and the product rule, okay? So we're going to start with the product rule, okay? And that means that when you are multiplying two monomials, which just means they're single terms, okay? When you multiply two monomials together, you're going to add the exponents, okay? So for example, when I do x to the fifth times x to the eighth, I'm going to add those exponents and get x to the 13th. Okay, you're going to add your exponents. Okay, another thing that might be helpful, I would write this: you're going to multiply your coefficients and you're going to add your exponents. All right, so on this guy, my coefficients are that 5 and that 4. So I'm still going to multiply those like normal. 5 times 4 is 20. But now I'm going to add my exponents. 7 plus 10 is 17. So that would be 20x to the 17th. Okay? So add your exponents, multiply your coefficients. All right? So on this guy, I have all of these are the product rule because you're multiplying them all together. So I'd come right here and highlight product. All these are the product rule, okay? So again, we're going to add our exponents and multiply our coefficients. All right, so when I come in here, when I add these exponents, okay, that's going to be m to the 25th because 9 plus 16 is 25. And then I'm going to multiply these coefficients, which is going to give me negative 10. Okay, so I've got negative 10 into the 25th. All right, 2 is a little bit different because there's 3 things, but I'm going to multiply my coefficients. Well, the only coefficient I have here is 2, so 2 is going to come down. And now I'm going to add my exponents, okay? So there's A's and B's here, so all your A's have to go together and all your B's have to go together. So I'm going to have 2A to the, I'm going to add 3 plus 5 plus 4, okay? Because all those are my A's, so 3 plus 5 plus 4, and that's going to give me 12. So I'm going to have A to the 12th, and B to that, I'm going to come add my B's, which is 7 and 13, so that's going to be B to the 20th. All right, number 3, multiply our coefficients. Well, I don't have any coefficients, so I don't have to worry about multiplying anything here, and I'm going to come in here and add the exponents. So I'm going to have C's, I'm going to add all my exponents on my C's, so that's 2 and 10, so I'm going to have C to the 12th, and then I'm going to have D to the, okay, this guy's a little weird, it doesn't have anything. If it does not have an exponent, you're going to give it a 1, okay? So now I'm going to do 6 plus 1, which is going to give me D to the 7th. All right? Number 4, remember, add your exponents, multiply your coefficients. Well, right now, I've got 3 coefficients. I've got 3, 5, and negative 4. So I'm going to, in my calculator, do 3 times 5 times negative 4. And that's going to give me a negative 16. Okay? I multiplied all of those together. I've dealt with my coefficients. Now I got to deal with my exponents. So I'm going to do all my A's first. Okay? Right here, I've got 5. Here I've got 7, and there's not a number on this guy, so I can give him a 1. Okay, so I got to go add all of those exponents together. So 5 plus 7 plus 1 is going to give me A to the 13th. Okay, now I got to go add my B's, and that's going to be B to the, we're going to do 3 and 11, which is going to give me 14. All right. Again, number 5, add your exponents, multiply your coefficients. So my coefficients here are 3, 3, and negative 8, okay? So I'm going to do 3 times negative 8. That's going to give me a negative 72. X to the, I got to come in here and add all my exponents. So all my x's, that's going to be 2 plus, okay, neither one of these have an exponent, so I'm going to give them both a 1. 2 plus 1 plus 1, which is going to give me x to the 4th. Y to the, I got to come add all my y's. 7 plus 9 plus 2, which is going to give me y to the 18th. And then z to the, there's not a number here, so I can give it a 1. Now I got to go add all my z's together. That's going to be 7 plus 1 plus 3, which is going to give me z to the 11th. All right, number 6 is a little funky because it doesn't have any exponents. So that means I'm going to come in here and I'm going to put a 1 on all of these variables. So they all have exponents. Now I just got to come add. Okay, I'm going to have a to the 1 plus 1 gives me 2. I'm going to have b to the 1 plus 1 gives me 2. And I'm going to have c to the 1 plus 1 gives me 2. So a to the second, b to the second, and c to the second. All right, so that was the product rule. That's when you're multiplying. The power rule is when you are raising a monomial to a new power. And when you are raising a monomial to the new power, you're going to multiply the exponents. Okay? So when you're raising it to a new power, you're going to multiply the exponents. So in this case, you're going to raise the coefficients. And then you're going to multiply the exponents. All right, so right here, okay, I'm going to raise my coefficients and I'm going to multiply my exponents. For the sake of this, go make this a positive 1, okay? So I'm going to put in my calculator 1 to the 9th, okay, because that's my coefficient. I'm going to raise it to the 9th. It's like I'm distributing this 9th power, okay, and 1 to the 9th is just going to give me 1, and then I'm going to do multiply my exponents. Well, 2 times 9 is 18, so 1x to the 18th. All right. On the second guy, it's almost like you're distributing this power. Okay, so I'm going to, in my calculator, you must put parentheses around it. I'm going to have negative 3 to the 4th. Okay, so put that in your calculator, see what you get. All right, that becomes 81. And then I'm going to have x to the 4 times 2 is 8. And y to the 4 times 5 is 20th. So 81, x to the 8th, y to the 20th. All right, go look at number 7. Again, raise. These are all power rule because they're all being raised. So power rule. And you're going to raise your coefficients and multiply your exponents. All right, so it's almost like you're distributing. You got to be careful here right now because this is really a negative hanging out. You need to make that a negative 1. So we're going to basically distribute that exponent. So I'm going to have negative 1 to the 9th, and then x to the 9 times 2, that is 18. Okay, so in your calculator, make sure you put parentheses around it. Negative 1 to the 9th, which is going to be a negative 1 x to the 18th. All right, number 8, basically distribute your exponent. So I'm going to raise this negative 6 to the 3rd. I'm going to have m to the 3 times 4 is 12, and p to the 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, so in my calculator, I'm going to do negative 6. Make sure you put that in parentheses to the 3rd, which is a negative 216, m to the 12th, p to the 9th. All right, again, number 9, that's the power rule. I'm going to distribute my exponent to everything. So I'm going to have basically negative 5 to the 2nd. P to the 2 times 2 is 4. W to the 2 times 7 is 14. Okay, so now I need to go simplify negative 5 to the 2nd, which is going to give me a positive 25. Make sure you put parentheses around that. P to the 4th, W to the 14th. All right. These 3 at the bottom. Well, number 10 doesn't have a coefficient, so I don't have to worry about that. So I'm basically just distributing this exponent. And I'm going to have x to the 6 times 5 is 30. Y to the 6 times 7 is 42. And z to the 6 times 8 is 48. All right, same thing on 11. Distribute your 3 to everything. So I'm going to have 3 to the 3rd. P to the, I got to multiply my exponents. Sorry. P to the 3 times 4 is 12. Q to the 3 times 7 is 21. Now make sure you go back in and put 3 to the 3rd in your calculator, which is going to give you a 27. P to the 12th. Q to the 21st. All right. And then number 12, last one, same thing. Distribute your exponent to everything. I'm going to have 6 to the second. R to the 2 times 8 is 16. And m to the 2 times 9 is 18. Okay? 6 to the second, that's 36. So I'm going to have r to the 16th, m to the 18th.